Hello, good afternoon, girlfriends, guy friends. This is Angela Jordan Perry with Girlfriends' Guide to Homeschooling. It's about that time to get started. Woohoo! We're going to get started in just a moment. 2 o'clock interview today with our special guest. She should be coming on in just a moment. I hope you all are having a great day. Once you get in, tell us where you're viewing us from. Where are you homeschooling at? Here we are. 3, 2, 1. Girlfriends' Guide to Homeschooling. I am turned up for today's special guest. We have a special treat, and I cannot wait to share it with you. So let me just let you know a little bit of who I am. I'm Angela Jordan Perry. I am your host of Girlfriends' Guide to Homeschooling. I'm a homeschooling mom of 18 years, 8 children, 3 we graduated. My husband of 26 years. We are small farmers out in the northwest part of the state. So we're in the foothills, see the beautiful mountains and pasture. So that's what we do, and also business owners. But I am here to tell you about our special guest. Oh. Today we have this special guest out of South Carolina. Are you ready to make this happen, Yaritza?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, guys, we have Yaritza Ramos with us, and I love her name because I get to practice my R's. Let me tell you a little bit about Yaritza. Yaritza is a wife of almost 18 years to her high school sweetheart. They have 3 beautiful kids who are their why they want to succeed in life. They are ages 16, 11, and 8. 2 girls and a boy. Yaritza was born in beautiful island of Puerto Rico. At the age of 6 years old, her family moved to Florida, where she lived almost 30 years. Yaritza's husband, her kids, and her, they moved to South Carolina in 2015 in pursuit of expanding their personal business. So Yaritza is newer to the homeschool world, although she did homeschool for about 4 years. But this time she has more support and knows a lot more moms who homeschool as well. So Yaritza loves music, helping others grow and become the better part of themselves, and does photography as a hobby. Her goal is to be an impact to the world and change a life every day. So her homeschooling is far from traditional, she says, but she and her kids have found what works for them, which is key. So since being homeschooled, her kids are thriving and doing much better. She wanted to be in control of what her kids learn. So homeschooling gives Yaritza that opportunity to do just that. Her goal is to raise strong, independent, caring, respectful, full of life entrepreneurs that will impact the world. So Yaritza strives to be a better mother, a better wife, and a better person every day. She loves being a momtrepreneur and being able to be home with her kids and enjoy life's greatest moments together. And that is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Needing a jumpstart to your homeschool? Then consider Aman Homeschool Consulting with Michelle Huddleston. Michelle will serve as your homeschool lifestyle consultant. Every homeschooling journey is unique. However, the process taken to create homeschooling success can often look similar, offering consulting packages and jumpstart your homeschool. Super easy homeschool planning, frugal mom's guide to DIY curriculum planning, learning styles made easy, recharting your homeschool journey, self-published like a pro, super easy activities for homeschooling multiples. Michelle offers individual and group coaching, both offering a unique and thorough approach that reaches the depth of your homeschooling concerns, with private coaching programs available. Visit with the Huddlestons on all social media platforms.
Yaritza, I have shared just a little bit about you with our girlfriends here on Girlfriends' Guide to Homeschooling. Will you please tell us more about yourself and how you actually got started in your homeschooling journey?
Awesome. Well, thank you, first of all, for allowing me to be here with you guys. This is super exciting. and an honor for sure. But so I didn't homeschool for 4 years. I did it 4 years ago.
Oh, 4 years ago. Okay.
Yeah. So, about me a little bit, like you said, I been married for almost 18 years to the most amazing man, very awesome person, supportive. He is my rock for sure. And we've had an awesome journey together. We got married super, super young. I mean, I was 18 and I was still a senior in high school. He was going to be military, so that was our why we got married, because we knew we wanted to be together, and he was going to be deployed. So we decided to get married, and that's how our journey started. After that, we moved from Florida to Virginia just for 4 years because he was military there. Then we went back to Florida. At that point, we had our daughter, our oldest daughter. And she started going to school, which was great. And then we had our 2 other children, and they started all going to school. In about 5th grade for my daughter, I wanted to homeschool. I wasn't liking what I was seeing in the just certain things personally that I was not enjoying when it came to her school. And I've always loved the homeschool concept. And my thought process is, if you look back in the day, moms were the one who taught their kids. So I feel like, me personally, that's my thought process. Anybody else who sends their kids to school, man, that's awesome. And I get it. And we did it for a while. I'm not against that at all. It's just, for us, it works. I love it, and it works. So when I was in Florida, I did it for about a year. And there wasn't a lot of support in Florida. Like, you spoke about homeschool, and everybody looks at you like, what, are you crazy? How are you going to do this? You're not a teacher. So there wasn't a lot of support groups. And then when we moved here, like every other family that I know is a homeschool family. And so when we moved here, our kids did go to school for the first year that we were here. And they're great schools. I mean, the schools that they were going to, they're amazing schools. We moved and bought a house specifically for top-notch schools. But again, it was that feeling of, I think I need to have my kids home, and I think I need to be teaching them. And we travel a lot as well, so it just worked for us. And so we decided, let's just do it again. So this year we started again. And it's just been great because, again, a lot of support here, a lot of groups. You're a huge support. A lot of the moms that I'm very close to here all homeschool. My brother and his wife homeschool. Almost all of my friends that we are friends with currently all homeschool, which is great. And it's just, I don't know, it's just more support, I feel like there is up here, and more of a freedom. There's a lot more freedom of how you homeschool here. So yeah, that's how we got started.
Okay, that's interesting. So what part of Florida were you in, Yaritza?
I was in Central Florida, so Volusia County, and it's kind of like about 20 minutes from Daytona Beach and about 40 from Orlando Disney World. So Disney World was our start.
Okay, gotcha. That's interesting because Florida, to me, I know quite a few people who are homeschooling there, and it's like the big homeschool state because Abeka is there and that type of thing. So not to find the support you need is interesting to hear.
Yeah, not in the area where I was at. And of course, the friends and the family are also people that, they weren't 100% against it, but I knew it was kind of like, what are you doing? It was that look of, you're crazy, make sure you teach them right. Are you doing it every day? From what time to what time do you homeschool? So when you get those questions consistently, it's very overwhelming.
Yes, I can understand that. So what was the self-talk that you gave yourself to get beyond the voices of you're crazy or the crazy looks or the you really?
So
what was the self-talk you gave yourself?
Yes. So for this time, this go around, I have learned a lot from from 4 years ago to now. I've learned the power of our words. I've learned the power of our tongue. And I just started telling myself, this is what I was made for, not just this specifically, but this is part of my journey as a mom. I was made to teach my children. I was made to be their biggest educator and to be the one that taught them what I wanted them to learn. So, it was really cool because having the ladies around me, they my sister-in-law, my friend Beth, my friend Mackenzie, these are women who have been doing it for a long time. My sister-in-law started this year with me, or I started with her because she did it first, but these are women that have been doing it for a while. So when you have women around you that are like, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this, you believe that you can do this. So that's how it was. So I told myself, I can do this. I just have to remind myself not to be perfect or try to be perfect or try to mimic anybody else's curriculums or schedules, which I did at the beginning. I'm not going to lie. I went online and I Googled and searched and friended every homeschool mom all over the world that I could find and would ask, how do you do your day? How does your day go? Blah, 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 blah. And at one point I was like, okay, hold on. I got to stop. I can pull from here pieces, but I have to make my own. And I just told myself that I could do it. I can do this. I don't have to have a teacher's education to do it. I'm a mom. I'm supposed to teach my kids. So.
That's good. Wow, that is huge. That's a big mind shift. And if everyone who starts homeschool can have that mind shift, woo, that would be it. Oh, it would make a whole world of difference. So with that in mind, tell us, what was your first year like when you started homeschooling? What was the experience? Was it smooth sailing? I mean, take us there to that beginning start point.
This year or the very first time I did it 4 years ago?
Well, okay, when do you want to say that you're officially homeschooled? When your daughter's 5th grade or now?
I want to say now.
Okay.
So the year's not over.
Right.
But so my kids, actually the first month or two of the school season or the school year, they actually were in school. They were in public school.
Okay.
And it was funny because it was one of those 2 months where I just I really know that I need to have them home. So, I spoke with my husband, we prayed about it. We talked to our, we have coaches and mentors that coach and mentor us every day. And we just spoke with them about our heart and what we felt. And, they just basically said, you know what, just go with what you feel you need to do. And so we did it. And of course, when I first started, I wanted to have the classroom, and I wanted to have the board and all the curriculums that we needed. And I mean, that's all. I really wanted to turn my den into this classroom. But I quickly realized, okay, this is not the way this is going to happen. First of all, we wanted to make sure that I wasn't just going to go out there and get a bunch of curriculums and then not spend a ton of money and not use them all because I found other resources. And so that's what I did. I started looking for different resources. You shared a ton of resources with me. A lot of my friends shared a ton of resources with me, which I thought was great. So I was able to. Hello?
Yep, we're here.
I was able to kind of look at my what I wanted to do and say, okay, this is how it's gonna go. So pretty much I looked up a lot of the free sites and started Easy Peasy. I started using Khan Academy, which is one that you shared with me. There's some other ones. Let me see. There's a bunch that we were just looking through. Math.com for math. And I just started kind of okay, every day was I started taking my classes at 1 day at a time. The first 2-3 weeks, I think what I did, I had a planner, and I started planning. Okay, this is what we're going to do this week. This is what we're going to do last week. And I quickly realized that I could not stick to that schedule because our life is so all over the place all the time. Like we're literally out and about and, you know, taking trips and traveling and, you know, it's a beautiful day outside. There's no way I'm staying in a house or, you know, that kind of stuff. So I had to, you know, I had to go out and do certain things. So it was not happening. So I quickly, that book like disappeared. I put it somewhere else. I go to it here and there just to keep, because it is a record keeper as well. So I do keep it to keep a record. But I quickly realized that I couldn't try to go by a specific schedule. So for the most part, our homeschooling is not traditional at all. It's very, it's a mix of unschooling and homeschooling a little bit, you know. You know, my kids do learn every day. Do they learn math every single day? Sure, why not? Maybe, I don't know. It just depends on what we're doing. But everything we do turns into some type of lesson. My daughter loves to bake, so she's been doing baking. And my son loves to do, is into dinosaurs right now. So we're doing a lot of dinosaur exploring and reading and watching videos and stuff like that. So for the first part, it was a little bit rough because I wanted to keep a schedule and I realized that that wasn't going to happen. But as soon as I realized that you know, it's okay not to be on a schedule, everything is going smoother. It's a little hard for them because they were so used to, Mom, we have to do this now, and Mom, we have to be here now, and Mom, are we going to have related arts today, and when's science class? And so it was a little hard for them to be like, I had to tell them, like, for 2 weeks, baby, it's not, this is not regular school, it's different. And so, but they're loving it now, so yeah.
So tell me this. So the big thing that's on my question on my mind is, with doing this homeschooling and all that you're doing, and you're a mompreneur, and you're all are growing this business that you have, how are you staying on top of that? How do you manage? What is your habit? What you said is kind of all over the place. How are you managing that and staying sane? I guess I could say. How are you doing that?
Again, I think power of our words are huge. And just telling myself every day, I can do this. I can do all of it, and not stressing, allowing myself to know that I don't have to be perfect every day. It is okay to have a meltdown as long as you get back up.
Yes.
You know, and reach out to people if you're stressing out. So for me, like you said, yes, I am out and about. I am growing a business on, you know, for our family. So I am at home with my kids, and I'm also working on that. But I balance it out. Like, you know, our day for school doesn't start at 8 a.m. My older daughter, I do homeschool her, but she does go to school she actually goes to Riverside High, and she goes for one class, chorus class. That's her elective, and she's great at chorus and singing. So I do take her to school for that. So because I take her to school at 10 a.m. for that, it's hard for me to, not hard, I just choose not to start class, stop class, start it again when I pick her up. So kids wake up, they have breakfast. You know, my daughter starts some of her classes because she does online classes, and she'll do that. I'll take her to school. I'll come back. I make breakfast, or, you know, chat with the two little ones for about an hour, because that's what we have. And then I pick her up, and then we start school together. So I saw your video a few weeks back, or about a month back, about how long we should homeschool. And for a long time, you think I have to homeschool from 8 a.m. till 2 p.m. because that's what a normal school day looks like. But listening to you and quickly realizing that's not the case, that changed everything for us. So
good deal.
Yeah. So and teaching my kids to learn on their own. I'm there, you know, I am there. Mom, I don't understand this. Can you help me? Clearly, if I don't get it, Google is amazing. YouTube is amazing. They're my best friends. But yeah. I'm able to we pick up my daughter. My daughter starts her online classes or finishes them, whatever she's got left. We do Bible classes in the morning. Found really cool devotionals that I was able to do with them. And then I just give them, okay, this is your work. We have a curriculum book. It's got like 5 different classes, like English, math, reading, spelling, blah, blah, blah. And we have this book, and I use index cards to separate them. And every day I just go, okay, here's your page for today, blah, blah, blah. And I give them the book, and they sit down and they do their work. So they usually finish their work within about no more than 2.5 hours. They ask me questions if they need to ask questions, or if they're like, Mommy, I don't understand this. All right, there again, Google or YouTube, let's look it up. If I don't get it, all right, let's look it up. Is there something that I can find that's interactive? I will look it up for them. So I quickly learned that my schedule with my kids is in the morning. Like I do their stuff in the morning till about, we started at 11, we're probably done around 2. And after 2 o'clock, if I'm going to go out with them, I'll go out with them. If I have an appointment, I'll do my appointments. If I have to go do something business-wise, I'll go do it. For me, I decided from my morning is for my kids and making sure they have to do what they have to do. And then after that, we can do fun stuff if we wanted to. So that's how I kind of figured out my schedule. Just
Good.
doing that.
Yeah, that's smart. Thank you for those insights too, for me personally, because I'm juggling a lot of things. I'm doing it and successfully. I always just wonder, can I really do it all? Is it possible? So I always balance that every day. I toss that around. But you know what you said? Oh, let me introduce you all you girlfriends who have come in. Hello, hello, hello. We have our special guest today, who is Yaritza Ramos. She is out of South Carolina by way of Florida, homeschooling mom, brand new to homeschooling. So everyone, it doesn't matter how long you've been homeschooling, how short a time you've been homeschooling, everyone has a journey and a voice to give and to share. So Yaritza has agreed to do this interview, even though her short time of homeschooling. So we appreciate that. Just still nuggets of insights to give. The one thing that you said is so pertinent, Yaritza, is that our words have power.
Yeah.
And so we have to watch what we say, and our confession, because it becomes life.
Yes, it does.
So even as I say, can I do this every day? If I tell my brain that, it'll start to wonder. And I told you the power. I've been studying the brain and how that works and what we say in that. And we have to teach our kids to say the same thing, their words and what they say, because forming the
Absolutely.
Reality in which we want to homeschool, so how we want to live life. We're forming it through our words. So, all right, let's go ahead and dig a little deeper in our conversation, Yaritza. And what is your proudest moment in homeschooling? Before I ask you that, tell us your worst moment in homeschooling. The time that it's been so challenging and so hard, you just thought, you know what? I'm not going to do this. I'm done. If you have that moment, but sorry, you haven't quit, and that's why you're still on this homeschooling journey. But take us back to that one moment you were at.
If I had to pick a moment, to be honest, because it's been pretty great, but if I had to pick a moment, it would be the moment when I have to convince my kids that it's school time. Because of course it's like, Mommy, yeah, can we do something else today? And that moment where I get to, all right, I've gotten to a point where I'm just like, I'm gonna send you back to school, and immediately they're like, no, never mind. If I had to pick a moment, I think that would be it. Just, and I think that's happened maybe 3 or 4 times, because you want to, especially my son, he is amazing little man. I love him to death. He is very active and very, he's very hands-on and doesn't care to read a whole lot. So when I'm trying to help him there, and we're kind of struggling with each other because he doesn't want to do that, he prefer to watch a video or whatever. Those are the moments where I'm just like, I get frustrated myself because I'm just like, I just want to finish this. Let's just get it over with. But
Yeah.
for if I had to pick a moment, it would be that. Because he's so, you know, hands-on. He preferred to do hands-on than read a book or sit down and do math or whatever. So when I get to those points where I just have to try to convince him, and me trying to convincing him it's not really working, then I have to throw I'm going to send you back to school. And that quickly changes his mind. So I think that would be it.
And how old is he? How is it, your youngest?
He's 8.
He's 8. Oh, okay. He's not little.
No,
Okay.
he's not little. He's 8. But he's my baby, so you know, I call him.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
So, you know, in contrast to that being your worst, you know, homeschooling moment or moments when you're trying to get him to school, what is your most proudest moments that you have had, Yaritza? Take us to the most proudest moments where you say, you know what? This is exactly why I am doing what I am convicted to do. This is my why.
My son, you know, he's 8 years old. He's in 3rd grade, and he's very active. He is not one to sit still. He is not one to sit on his bum for a very long time. He eats almost standing up sometimes. We have to tell him to sit just because he's so active all the time. So when he was in school, it was crazy because he would go to school, or he would come home, we would study. He would do great studying here with me. And when he would go home, to school, he would come home with tests that we had studied for, and with me, he was getting hundreds, and he would come home with C's and D's on these tests. And I was just like, my brain I could not wrap around the fact that I didn't understand why this was happening. And of course, with my son being so active and, you know, being, you know, just an active kid, he's a boy. He's a typical playing around, let me get in the mud kind of child. He was quickly being said, or being labeled as a child who would need medication. And I said, heck to the no. I said, hold on a second. Wait a minute. So I said, no, this is not happening. And for a while last year, the teachers were upset with me because I flat out told them that's not going to happen. My child doesn't need that. He's just not one to sit all the time, and he learns differently. And so I took him out of school, and within the first 2 weeks of me homeschooling him here, he got I think his first assignment was like a 56 because I grade him like that, was a 56. And I immediately noticed okay, hold on, this is what's going on. He's not learning because we're doing it like this. So I changed my learning ways with him, and he was perfect. Everything was A's, B's, you know, nothing under B, and he was doing great. He, you know, I taught him a little bit differently, but he was still getting what we were supposed to, and he was doing great. So when I saw that within first 2 weeks of him being home with me, that was my proudest moment, because I felt proud of myself that I stuck to my mom gut and knew that my child didn't need anything, and I taught him differently, and he gets it, and he's doing great. So to me, my proudest moment, just to follow my gut and knowing this is, you know, he is just a regular child. He just learns differently. That's it.
Yeah, and that is so good. I mean, that's the one thing that we have as a benefit of homeschooling our kids. We get to learn and see the way that they learn so that they can get it. We get to give them that 101 attention to figure it out. Oh, you learn this way.
Absolutely.
You really can get your brain engaged is that if I give you a sticker and then you're like all, you know, in. Or this kid does need to be standing up. You know, my older son, he's now 19, he'll be 20 this year. But when I was schooling him in his younger elementary years, he needed a trampoline. A little trampoline, one of those little ones, small ones, so that he can bounce on every now and then. Just go bounce on it, get all the stuff out of him, all that electricity. Yeah, and then he can come back and work. So, but if in school, oftentimes you're not going to figure that out. You as the parent won't figure that out because you're not with them enough to know that. And the person that schooling them at the time is maybe sometimes it happens, but most of the time they don't have time to figure that out
No.
and
Yeah.
make, you know, and make that happen
Mhm.
for for your student, for your child. So that is beautiful. And I get excited when I hear parents say, I figured out how they learn,
Yep.
and then the light bulb comes on.
Mhm.
That's beautiful.
Yep.
That's beautiful.
Part of our show, I just ask you some questions where I can just pick your brain. These will be quick answers, just to give one or two sentences to answer these questions.
What is your favorite quote that helps you through this homeschooling year, through your homeschooling in general?
It might sound, I'm not going to say that it sounds cliche just because it's such a powerful verse. If you really, when you're saying it, you grasp what you're saying. Again, power of your words. But for me is, I can do all things through Christ, you know? I can do anything through him. So the moments where I feel like, ugh, I just say, I can do this. God's given me the strength. I can do this. So that, to me, that's my favorite, honestly.
Do you plan to homeschool all the way through high school?
I do. My oldest is in high school, and yes, I do. Mm-hmm.
What is something that's unique to the Ramos homeschooling that you all take pride in, that you all do? This is something just maybe no other homeschooling families, because it's something that you all do.
I think for something unique that we do together, like today, you know, it's Friday. Most kids are in school. We actually have a creek in our backyard. Our backyard is a beautiful, awesome oasis. So one thing that I would say unique that we do is we play a lot in it. I don't think a lot of people have creeks in their backyards that I know of. Maybe not a lot of homeschoolers. I don't know. But I would say that that's unique to us because it is our little, like, it's literally, sorry, that was my dog. It's literally this little, a creek that goes through like our whole backyard, and we sometimes have deer and stuff that come to it, which is really cool. So like today, the kids went out. I said, all right, go out there and explore. You know, so we get to explore in our very own backyard as opposed to having to go to the park or the state park or whatever. So I would say that would be the unique thing about it.
Yeah, that's unique. I don't have a creek, but I have a big pasture. But yeah, that's good. What curriculum or book or CD that's in your library that you feel every homeschool needs to have this resource? What is that?
I don't use it all the time because it can be complex, but it's got a ton of great ideas for like character traits. But
What is it again?
I'm sorry?
What was it again?
It's the Konos curriculum.
Oh, yes, yes.
So I don't use it often. I don't use it a lot. But if I want to do something outdoorsy or if I want to do something very, very creative, creativity is not in my forte. So I love that book or that curriculum because it helps. It's got so many ideas and it's got a lot of character traits that you can teach your kids. So if I wanted to do something, you know, fun, I can do something fun. If we're learning about something specific like, I don't know, Indians or whatever, it's got a lot of ideas that you can use there. So I believe, I mean, if you go on Amazon or eBay, you can get it for $20, which is what I got it for. And it's such a huge help just for those creative days.
What is the best piece of advice you have received during this homeschooling journey?
Okay, so this was not an advice for me specifically, but it was told to me and I took it. So my friend Beth, she is a homeschool mom as well, and we were just chatting. Of course, you know, we're always like, oh, so how was your day, blah blah, and I don't know how our conversation started, but she was just saying, you know, I was told one time by one of our leaders, because, you know, we always ask ourselves, am I doing it right? Am I doing it right? Am I teaching my kids what they're supposed to know? Am I staying on schedule? If I miss a few days, you know, how bad of a mom am I? You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. And so one thing that that this leader told her was, teach your kids to learn. Once your kids learn, they can learn anything. And that to me completely changed everything, because it's so, this wasn't said towards me specifically, but it was said to her and she shared it with me. And I said, oh my gosh, that is so true. As long as I teach my kids to learn, they can learn anything. So that to me is the best advice I've heard so far.
That's huge. That is very huge. Tell us, is there a favorite book that you have read to get you, started in your homeschooling journey that you can share with girlfriends?
I do a lot of reading. I did not like reading before, to be quite honest. I think my reading habits the past 6 months have changed a lot. So I've been reading. I do a lot of self-help books, personal books, growing myself as a wife and a mom. And this book, I'm still currently reading it, but it's such an amazing book for me. I feel, just as a mom, and I know the title is going to be like to some moms, but I promise you it's totally worth reading, 100%. But it's called Liberated Through Submission. And it's a huge, because that word is such a scary word for so many people, especially women. But this book just changes all of that thought process. So to me, it's helped me, not just as a wife, but as a mother, as a friend, as a person. So I would say that one. I would say Wired That Way, because it helps you understand your children big time. Just their personalities, they're different. Every personality is different. So it helps you to pinpoint how your kids are, what triggers them, what doesn't trigger them, what helps them, and what are their strengths and their weaknesses. So Wired That Way or Personality Plus, they're kind of the same book. Those books. So yeah.
Okay, and the Liberated Through Submission. I've had that for 26 years, right when we first got married. Can you believe it? So purple book. I don't know what color it is now, but I won't forget. I still got it.
It's an amazing book.
So
yes. I wish the world would read that book, because everything would change.
So Yaritza, this is the last question, the $1 million question. Are you ready for it?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Although you've been homeschooling just a short time already, but if you had to start all over again and go back to day one of your homeschooling journey, but you have your current wisdom, current knowledge, insights, convictions, what would you change on your day one of homeschooling? What would you implement? What would you not do? Take us to that day.
I think I would have made it not as strict, I guess. Like I said, the first probably 2 weeks, I was all about a schedule. And I think I would have just said, all right, let's see how this flows today. This is my goal, but in my mindset, I should have had, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. So not trying to make it perfect. I think that would have been the one thing that I would have changed. Yeah, I feel like that might have been it. Just knowing that it's not going to be perfect. I think I've done that from the very beginning. We didn't have rough. I mean, it's not horrible or anything like that, but it would have been easier from get-go, from day one, and not comparing my homeschool days to anybody else's. I think that was huge too. Not trying to compare that to everybody else's.
Okay, very good, very good. Well, Yaritza, any last words of advice you'd like to give to these girlfriends and guy friends who are joining us now? And also, number two, let us know what you have your hands in that you want to allow our girlfriends, our community to know about. And then three, what is the best way they can contact you if they want to continue the conversation and ask you some questions? What is it like for you all? Maybe one thing I didn't ask you is, do you predominantly teach in English or Spanish, your first language, or that type of thing? Share those three things with us, Yaritza.
Cool. So the first thing, advice. The biggest thing that I would say as an advice is, if you think or feel, and I'm guessing this is going to be for people who are not currently homeschooling, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But if you feel like that's what you want to do, just do it. Just start. Know that it's not going to be perfect. Know that it's not going to look like a regular school day, but just start. One thing that I wish I would have done was started my kids from day one. As soon as they got in school, I really wish I would have started then. Unfortunately, when my daughter started, homeschooling wasn't really something that I heard a lot. So I didn't, as much as I did want to do it, I didn't pay a whole lot of mind to it. But then when I did do it at 5th grade, I only did it for a year and I put him back in school. And I wish with everything in my might that I would not have done that. Would not have, that I didn't do that. So my best advice is, if you are thinking of doing it, or if you're thinking of quitting because it's so overwhelming, or it's okay, don't quit, do it. Just stick to what you're doing. You are the best teacher for your kids. What you want them to learn is the best thing that they're going to learn. You're the biggest, you can be, you can be, and you should be the biggest influence in your kids' lives. So if you are thinking about it, go for it. Second question, what do we do? So my husband and I, we do have our own personal business. We work with different people in the area. We work with big companies, major companies like Best Buy, Office Depot, Under Armour, and things that we're already doing, like shopping online and buying stuff for our own home. We just buy through ourselves, and it pays us. So that's something that we do. Our goal is to help other families do the same thing and be able to bring parents home. Parents that want to be home, because I get it. There's parents who don't want to be home. They want to be working, and that's okay. But for those parents that want to stay home, and want to be there for their kids, and want to, build memories and not miss important moments. That's our goal. Our goal is to help other families be able to reach that. And, we're willing to help anybody. We do coaching and mentorship with different families and different people, single ladies as well, single men as well. So that's what we do. We work with a huge, amazing, awesome team that we are a part of. And, we are open to people that might be interested, that are okay with going through the process of being a part of what we do. So the best way to contact me is I also do photography. So I do have a photography Instagram, and it's Jadi's Photography World. So it's YARIS and then Photography World. And that's my Instagram page. You can also email me at warriorjadi, and it's YARI again, the number 7 at gmail.com. And I do have a Facebook, but it is private, so it's kind of hard to people to find me. But my email for that, if I'm not mistaken, is I'm gonna give it to you. It's Yaritza, YARITZA. Middle name is IVETTE at yahoo.com. And I think that if you put it that way, you can actually find me, and just private message me if you're trying to find information or just want, more ideas or stuff for homeschooling, whatever it may be. So I teach in English, because although we do talk Spanish in my house, it is our primary language, but our teaching is in English. We use, especially for my high schooler, Spanish is one of her credit classes. So I can't speak. I can, but we chose to just use it as a class. So we do talk in Spanish here. My husband, I have to discipline myself in that area more than my husband does. But that is what we do: English teaching, and then we talk in Spanish, which has just become a Spanish class for us.
Good job. Well, you girlfriends, guy friends, you are the average sum of the 5 people you hang out with. And you have been hanging out with Yaritza Ramos out of South Carolina. So you all continue with the momentum. Keep up the momentum and keep connecting with those positive homeschooling families that's going to bring a positive impact into your journey. And then you be the positive resource that they can draw from as well. So you all be sure to go to Girlfriends' Guide to Homeschooling. That's an S apostrophe, Girlfriends' Guide to Homeschooling. And follow and like us there on our Facebook page. And also go to YouTube and find us on Girlfriends' Guide to Homeschooling and subscribe there, so that when we go live with these amazing interviews like we just had with Yaritza, even though it took us 3 attempts, she's the winner now. I've not had 3 attempts, but she's the winner. We had 3 attempts to get through this interview. So, whenever we go live, you would get notification and you can join in on the conversation and in the encouragement. So remember that to teach a child is to touch a life. And as we homeschool, we not only touch a life, we shape the future through our efforts of homeschooling. So keep a positive impact day after day, year after year, doing what you do, okay? So Yaritza, Girlfriends' Guide to Homeschooling is grateful to you, and we appreciate you for giving up your time, your energy, and just making a positive impact on thousands of homeschoolers worldwide. So thank you so much, Yaritza, and may God bless you.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Have a great one.
Thank you. Will do. You will do. Girlfriends, I hope this has been interesting. Yay! We got through it. Enlightening. Just know that we had Yaritza. Amazing. You all, thank you for joining in with us, and catch us on our next interviews. Woohoo! Thank you for hanging in there. Waikisha, welcome. Thanks for being here, John, as well. So just remember to go out there and encourage someone today in their homeschooling journey. It's going to be worth it. So I'm Angela Jordan Perry with Girlfriends' Guide to Homeschooling. You all have a great day, wonderful weekend. Relax, do some self-care, mamas and daddies, okay? All right, take care. Bye, Yaritza. Thank you.
Thank you.